First is Senator Mark Daly, of 8 minutes.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach, and I'd like to welcome to the Minister House and thank her for organising an excellent event last night in the GPO and for her work so far on this important initiative in terms of the decade of commemorations, but also in the celebration of 1916. And I suppose the question really is, and it will be posed and argued over the next number of months and the year ahead, is what is it we are celebrating in 1916? And what we are celebrating is the lives of those ordinary yet extraordinary men and women who did an extraordinary thing on that ordinary day, Easter Monday 1916. They struggled together to achieve a common aim, and the aim as set out in the proclamation was equal rights, equal opportunities, civil and religious liberties. They are aims and objectives that elude us still, and 100 years on we must reflect on how far we have come and of course how far we have yet to go to achieve those aims. And the Minister has outlined a fantastic programme of events and a very important consultation. Part of that programme includes concerts, which will be in the National Concert Hall, which will be televised, which will feature the best of Irish talent across the entire spectrum: music, song, dance, all elements of Irish culture. There was discussions in relation to Gardens of Remembrance at the committee, which I think is something that can engage all the communities. Simple projects like that, where gardens would be dedicated to those men and women, with 3 elements that would be common: a proclamation, a flagpole, and 7 trees to signify the 7 signatories. Other elements which the committee has met with, and you've met with Reverend Kavanagh in relation to the Thomas Francis Meagher Foundation, on the idea of giving a tricolour that has flown from the building where the first tricolour was flown to every school in the country by 2016. All the secondary schools in the state would be invited to Waterford to receive this flag. But as well as that, they would be given information packs on the history of the flag and the meaning of the flag. And the meaning has been lost over time or forgotten in terms of the symbolism is as relevant today as it was when Thomas Francis Meagher first spoke about it back in 1848, about brotherhood and peace between Irish Protestants and Irish Catholics. And that is something every school child should know on Easter Monday 2016. But I think engaging with our diaspora is something that's very important, and I thank the Minister for ensuring that that is going to be the case. And I know that I've been discussing with members of Congress over in the United States, newly elected Congressman Brendan Boyle, who said that he will put in a Garden of Remembrance in Pennsylvania, and maybe the next visit to America, Minister, you might visit him and talk to the members of the Irish-American caucus about what they can do. Because gardens are neutral space, and there are some places where people can reflect on the words contained within the proclamation. And there has been initiatives already, and I think it's very important that the county councils were met yesterday and the managers were, but I know that there's a motion before this House which hopefully will be passed next week, and the Minister's department had sent out a letter earlier in the year in relation to Commemoration. And equality eludes us still, and I said it yesterday that, you know, the treatment in relation to Commemoration as opposed to the Irish Volunteers, even 100 years on. The Irish Volunteer ceremony was televised, the President was there, full guard of honour on a Sunday, and Commemoration, a significant organisation, its anniversary was not given the same treatment, which I felt was inappropriate considering their contribution. But councils around the country, and that letter that went out from the department and the motion before this House is about naming currently unnamed bridges, roads, public infrastructure after Commemoration or members of Commemoration, because if you think about what we have done over the last while, that in fact when public infrastructure is named, it's generally named after men, because the people sitting around the table are generally men, and they name it after people that would have instantaneously come to their mind. But in Kerry, they have named the largest relief road in the county around the town of Tralee after Commemoration. In Leitrim, the bridge over the Shannon has been named Commemoration Bridge. in Athlone, when you're driving over the motorway from Dublin to Galway, Councillor John Keogh and Councillor Frankie Keenan from opposing counties, Roscommon County Council and Westmeath County Council, came together and named the bridge over the Shannon in Athlone, Drogheda Commemoration. There are other proposals, the Southern Ring Road in Cork, Andreas Moynihan working with the Lord Mayor of Cork, Mary Shields, and Cathaoirleach Alan Coleman are hoping to name the Southern Ring Road, which goes around the outskirts of the city, Boher, Commemoration, and the same with Limerick, and proposals also in Kilkenny and others. But I would hope that every county should have at least one significant piece of infrastructure named after that important organisation. And the counties which have written to the Minister's office who want to be included as part of the programme for events, Cloughjordan, of course, because that's where Thomas McDonagh came from, they want to be included. They have their summer school and they're hoping to put in a garden of remembrance. Kilty Clogher in Leitrim, where Sean McDermott comes from. We have Ballinmoe in Galway, where they hope to remember Eamon Cant. And of course, the diaspora will have to get engaged because some of the signatories weren't born within inside the state. Ashbourne and County Meath, of course, was one of the biggest battles outside of Dublin on Easter week, as was Enniscorthy in Wexford and Athenry. All these councils want to be included in this comprehensive programme because it is a celebration of an entire year of events, and hopefully the Minister's Department will be able to cope with, I suppose, the enthusiasm that is there. And finally, I suppose, I'm glad that the Minister has taken on board suggestions of myself and others on the committee about the relatives being included in the celebrations, and not only being included, but actually being part of the celebrations. I think that's very important. I'm glad that the Minister met with the relatives. I think there's a long way to go in ensuring that their concerns are facilitated, but I think that the department are on the right track. It's going to be a challenge to accommodate everybody, but I think it's most certainly something that can be done. But I thank the Minister for her work so far, and I thank all the members of the committee for their commitment to the celebration of 2016. But you know, it is a time, as outlined by the government's document, of reflection and of looking back, but also looking forward and looking into the future as how the Ireland that was imagined in 1916 can be created and attained. Thank you, Cathaoirleach.